It all started around 2 a.m. Saturday morning. Police responded to Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman's house in Champlin, where he and his wife Yvette had just been shot multiple times.
Stand by on a possible GSW. Sounds like there may be two patients.
Court records reveal the suspect, Vance Belter, knocked on the door while impersonating a police officer, wearing tactical gear and a rubber mask before entering the house and opening fire.
Belter knocked on Senator Hoffman's front door and repeatedly shouted, "This is the police, open the door."
From there, investigators say Belter went on to another state representative's home in Maple Grove. But luckily, no one was home since they were on vacation. That's when authorities say Belter traveled to the home of Senator Ann Rest in New Hope. But by this time, police had already heard of the shooting at the Hoffmans and sent an officer to conduct a wellness check.
The New Hope police officer pulled up next to Belter in his car, rolled down her window, and attempted to speak with him. Belter did not respond. According to the officer, he just sat there and stared straight ahead.
That officer waited for backup to arrive, and by the time they did, police say Belter left to travel to his next target. Then at 3:35 a.m., in a proactive move, Brooklyn Park Police went to Representative Melissa Hortman's home. That's when police say they encountered the suspected gunman at the front door.
When our officers confronted him, the individual immediately fired upon the officers, who exchanged gunfire, and the suspect retreated back into the home.
The shooter is still in the house, they believe barricaded with the firearm.
When law enforcement entered the home, they found Hortman and her husband both dead, and Belter had escaped out the back. At the scene in Brooklyn Park, authorities recovered a vehicle with police-style lights, a fake license plate, at least 3 AK-47s, a 9mm handgun, and a list of at least 45 names of Minnesota elected officials. They also recovered a batch of papers with no kings written on them.
There's no question that this is the largest manhunt in the state's history.
At about 6 a.m., authorities say Belter returned to this home in Minneapolis, where he rented a room part-time. His roommate says he received alarming texts from Belter that morning.
You know, he was planning some things that we didn't know about.
Just what he said.
And then that he might be dead soon.
The home was searched, but Belter was still on the run. Then, around 2 p.m. Saturday, law enforcement sent tactical units to Green Isle, southwest of the metro, where Belter has a home. But the search continued into Sunday morning, when another one of Belter's vehicles was found in Sibley County. Finally, he was spotted on a trail cam, and at about 9:30 Sunday night, Belter was taken into custody alive.
After a 2-day manhunt, 2 sleepless nights, law enforcement have apprehended Vance Belter.
Now, there are still a lot of gaps in time where we simply just don't know where Belter was, what he was doing, and whether he was getting any help from anybody. But as state and federal investigators continue their work, we're hoping to get some clarity on some of those questions. For the Fox 9 Investigators, I'm Nathan O'Neal.